Welcome back to Politics Watch. This is Sir P. Now today I'm going to talk about a couple of topics. Mainly the thumbnail we see for this video. Yes, nothing is edited. Nothing is being exaggerated. That's actually somebody's leg on the streets of Kingston, Jamaica. I'm also going to touch on the incident or the incidents that took place in Clarendon. Just I'll give you a quick follow-up. And to finish out the video, I'm going to play a clip from Millard Azan, right? That is in relation to the incident where JDF soldier took the life of an employee of Azan right in the parking lot. I'm going to play a clip from the CEO of the company. You're going to want to hear it. That will be at the end of this video. Now, let's start with that leg. As me say, no exaggeration, right? This is not hyperbole. We're not just sometimes I hear Mr. 87s chop up people and fling up people and you might think, oh, Sir P just exaggerate. Just try sound dramatic. This is real life. In real life. Because on Red Hills Road, people are go about their business and when them look, them see a leg. A leg with the shoes still upon it. And as you can tell, right, due to the state of the leg, you can tell so it's no kind of no decomposing, no start or nothing like that, so you know so it just happened. And these brutes decided to, you know, them are going to throw the leg on Red Hills Road, one of the busiest places in a Kingston, Jamaica. Old people are walk past, pitney are walk past, adult are walk past, dog are walk past, everybody. Red Hills Road, you can't miss it. You can't miss it. That's Jamaica in 2020. You see, people think say the day is behind us, or the day is gone when time, people in a certain communities, because it's not like this is new, by the way. This is not new. Right? But one time you have to live in a certain place to come across them things there. People in a Hendon and in place they would have remember the days when bigger crime and them they used to take off people's head and put in the middle of the road and light can go round it. Right? People from Lariston and in place they remember when time Klansman them, right, take off head and throw it in the road. Right? Them used to have a style where they would throw it in the road and then when the police them try to get out and shoot off for the police then can't even move the head. But you'd have to live in a certain place to see them thing there. But not anymore. Not anymore, Jamaica. Don't think say Alariston and T Park alone are going to see such excessive acts of savagery. You might end up see it too. And your pitney might end up get sleepless nights because when time them see something like that in a real life. I'm asking a question. How much people do you think? Right. Can I walk down the road and just 1 foot, chop off, dash on the road and just forget about it? Most people, especially people when they use certain things, they're going to be shaken up. And we are talking about adults, now imagine pitney. Last time I checked, isn't Jamaica supposed to be a civilized society? A civilized sovereign nation? Well, you can't have that if you might just walk past a foot on any given day. You might just walk past a head on any given day. Them things that go on in Jamaica in 2020. And just down the road from where them find the foot, right, is the community name White House for them to find the two youth them with no head on them body. We're not talking about no ducky show you say, We're not talking about nothing when a Hollywood exec draft up, We're not talking about no video game, We're talking about real life. People are walk past foot. So who knows where the rest of the youth there? Because from the look on the foot they can tell say it's a male. Who knows where the rest of them there? Who knows which family member? I say, yo, how comes so and so no come home? Where him there? Call him phone, him not answer. And then people go get calls say, me yesterday find 1 foot on Red Hills Road. And now people I wonder if my relative foot that. But you know what? Maybe these are the kind of images that is finally going to make certain sectors of Jamaican society wake up. Maybe it have to go take images like this, right, of a foot on the roadside in broad daylight. Maybe that's what it's going to take to make the people who refuse, right, to just take a serious stand against this kind of barbarism, reject crime and criminals. Maybe they'll go take something like this, return their mind, because it look like the regular shootings don't work. The regular shootings don't work. So maybe when them a drive past Radius Road and them see foot pan road and for them pitney see foot pan road and start ball, and when time them go home and them have to try comfort pitney and try explain to pitney where them just see a while ago, maybe that will be the catalyst to make them people there, right, finally take a different attitude. Because as I said, one of the biggest problems with fighting crime in Jamaica is not just the amount of criminals and which you go them have, but the society and the attitude society have towards criminals. To the point where men brag and boast that them par with murderers, and women brag and boast to them sleep with murderers. In some cultures, those will be things that people shame and hide for talk. But because in Jamaican culture, that right there so give us strength. You brag, so you want edges, a par, that give you a strength. You brag, say bad from your baby father, that give you a strength in the community. Incredible. Let me touch upon Clarendon briefly, right? Because as I said in the video yesterday, you would have heard total chaos down there. 87 is mash up the place, right? It's been confirmed. The woman, with them shoot on her veranda, no do nothing at all. Wrong place, wrong time. The couple with them kill afterwards, no do nothing at all. But 87s decide to say they might get for them quote unquote revenge, right? Carry out an irrational act of violence. Let me tell you something about this Quaco. If you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short thing. There's another factor to it you have to consider. You see, these 87s, one of the reasons why them love the if you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short thing is because the shot is normally the easier target. Now for the time, if them really want to find the 87s where them claims to hurt them, they can't find them, you know. But them know so that probably mean a shootout. That mean them know so the 87 have gone too. So them go look for the shot, them go look for the relative, for the friend, right? For the neighbor, and them go kill them, you know why? Because them get the satisfaction of killing somebody without the risk. I wonder if not listen to me. Them get the satisfaction, you know, of shooting somebody and feeling good to hear we kill back somebody, but they get zero risk because instead of going for the 87, who they really want, right, and possibly risking dead, them go for a bunch of woman, or them go for one 81-year-old granny, or them go for one 6-year-old or one 10-year-old because they know, let me say, the risk of them losing them life is zero. So they satisfy, right, the urge, right, and the desire for kill, but then they put for themselves in the arm's way. Then they can brag, say, hey, we kill back somebody, right? When them can go hunt the actual 87 when they want, you know. But that's too risky. Now for these 87s on the brag boat and love big up, them not goats. Them love go for innocent people because them know they are sitting ducks. That's not the biggest reason. And just cause you can't catch Quaco, catch sure, because you know say the shot not on the strap. You know say the strap. You know say the shot don't have a zigzag a wait for you. You know that. So you're quick for run go for the shot. You can't wait for the day when time when you go for the shot them and the shot them bust full no shot. I can't wait for that day. Anyway, when we touch this Azan thing, you may have heard a member of the JDF shot an employee of Azan Supercenter in Crossroad, right? He has now succumbed to his injuries. Apparently there was a dispute between the men, right? And then the CEO for Azan Supercenter came out Right? And he basically demand justice. I'm not going to make one listen what the man said out on a mouth. And just giving him a commentary because he said some very interesting things. Check this out.
From what I am told, that the young man, Mr. Courtney Minter, who's been around me for over 35 years, escorted a gentleman across Hope Road out of the Regal parking lot, a blind man. And on his return, and this car right at the entrance to enter the plaza, there was this car that parked, and the man was parked, and he tapped, knocked the front of the car like I would normally do, and said, listen, you can't park there.
Okay, you hear him say, not like I would normally do. Well, guess what? Guess what, Mr. CEO, Azan? The average Jamaican don't get the kind of respect where you get. So you can knock on man car and go and buy your business. And man no jump out and rush you. Because we all know Jamaicans have a special respect for certain people. If you look a certain way, have a certain last name, Jamaicans have you can go knock on them car all you want. But when Jamaicans see somebody who look like them, have the same ear like them, same lips like them, nose like them, same last name like them, the man they knock on them car, it's gonna be war. Make we hear the rest.
And the man put out his voice with some explicit and tell him bad words about if you ever knock my car again, what I'm going to do to you. Being right, he knocked the car and said, man, you can't park here, move your car, and don't tell me the dirty bad word because I can tell you bad word, and bad words are thrown.
Wasn't it like a day or two ago we talked about this? This hothead culture in Jamaica. This from 0 to 300 in 2 second culture in Jamaica. Where grown men can just have a disagreement and escalate in record time. I've said it before and I'll repeat it 1,000 times. Hit the dislike button if you have a problem. This is a cultural thing. Where people, right? I'm going to focus on the man then because obviously it's men who are doing most of the killing. Where men can't just reason like adults. This excessively violent and primitive behavior. What you say? Alright, somebody have to dead. Right. Most of these interactions don't even last 3 minutes. Right, from 0 to dove cut in less than 60 seconds. One of the things that people, as I said in the video, one of the things that people who come from the Switzerland and Japan and them place, they won't what murder rate so low. One of the things that people have arguments at them place there. Them man are saint, you know. Man and man have dispute, you know. Man and man have argument, you know. Right. They're not that woke. With them, of course, people have disagreements all the time. But that attitude of, we just say, alright, escalate 10 level. Where you say, alright, me escalate 20 level. That is a cultural thing. Alright, me not back down, cause you not back down. That's a cultural thing. Let me tell you something. That is LEQ behavior. Since you are go up, me I go up until one hour dead, that's LEQ behavior. How is that? In these situations, now it's like the same question. Who win right so? The soldier win? No, in that jail no. Them hold upon him. Right, them lock him up. The man dead. So who win? Over what? A completely unnecessary act of violence.
The man came out of the car with his gun. The fella moved from where he was and go on the other side of a car that was about turning in, which happens to be a superintendent of police that was in that car. So there was a car between Mr. Minto and the shooter, rather. Let me use the word shooter. And he stretched across the bonnet of the car while the fellow was on the other side and shooting 2 times.
So I have to admit, when me hear the story, right, as how he's describing it, the first thing comes to mind is then a just so. Just so man knock on the car, him tell the man don't knock on the car, man knock on the car again. Right? Him jump out of the car and run on the man and shot him. From experience, these stories, it's never as simple as that. Right? This, as me say, everybody head hot and everybody a bad man and everybody not in attack, but this story sounds so simple. Right? From start to finish. I don't know. Right? Obviously, in the coming days we might hear the JDF soda side to it. Right? But I really want to know if I hit that. Right there. So that's from start to finish I hit that. Right? To the point of me run down the man and listen. There was a superintendent of police, right, where the whole thing take place in front of. So guess what? Should be an open and shut case. Because the soup witnessed everything. So, once the soup give him testimony or him statement, we shouldn't even need to know long talking. The next question me have. And this one is big. I don't know how much people ask themselves the question so far. A business place like Azan Supercenter, the parking lot, the camera system never run. Surely a parking lot like Azan Supercenter must have some kind of camera system right in 2020. I mean, if that camera system is there, them not have to release it to the public, or I'm sure they would hand it over to the police, but me said this should be an open and shut case. There shouldn't be no if, but, and maybe. Any business place in 2020 would be having cameras serving the world in places, especially in an area like Cross, so they know say anything can happen at any given time. Right. So, once the police them get the camera system, or the camera footage, Soup will testify, guess what? And that's how it go for real, as the CEO himself is describing. Then the JDF soldier forget sing. And he might forget a hefty sentence. This is beyond LIQ and LEQ, beyond. And as a member of the military, we would expect him to have better composure than that. Right? So the fact that somebody, right, in a position like his would resort to violence so quickly over so little, hefty sentence. Right? Throw the book at him. If I saw it go, I really like to know, I really like to hear from the soldier side, because as I said, this is extraordinary. Even better, I love to see the camera footage, and as I say, if as an Supercenter go say them now have no camera footage, I cover them here already. In 2020, well, I don't even know what to say about that. Anyway, listen to this part. This part is very interesting now.
I mean, it's 35 years, 30 odd years this young man is with me, and he's...
You know, when he repeated it, because me hear him say 35 years at the start, when me hear him repeat it, I was like, 35 years? Is that 35 years working for the Azan family? Or 35 years I help park car outside the Supercenter? Right, because that would be a very long time for staying on one job.
Everybody know him. Well, his children call me Grandpa. They grow up with my grandchildren. I have schooled all of his children. I take care of his blind brother. He's not just an ordinary, common, dirty little boy.
He's not an ordinary, common, dirty little boy. No, here's the thing. It was kind of throwing me off why at points he kept referring to Mr. Minto as the young man, right? And as I hear a while ago, he was not an ordinary dirty little boy. And I think to myself, well, if he might work for 35 years, then minimum he must be somewhere in the 40s, minimum. So this young man that he keeps referring to Mr. Minto as, and he's not an ordinary dirty little boy, right? I'm guessing that like how your grandfather would have called you young man, or into any 30s and early 40s, because your grandfather, not care your grandfather, if you're not for him 80s, then you're a young man for him, right? So that's probably where this young man thing keep coming up. Now, the line about is not an ordinary dirty little boy. I think Mr. CEO realized how that line may come across, and then him kind of catch himself right there. So, listen to the rest of this.
Even though he come from a poor home, he has more manners and respect than what John can read about.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Traditionally, the people who used to focus on manners and drill manners in their head the hardest traditionally were poor Jamaicans, right? Things cannot change now, right? Because in general, Jamaicans don't really deal with manners again too tough, right? But back in the day, right, you were more likely to face a rude uptown youth than you were to face a rude poor youth, especially youth them who come from the rural parts of Jamaica. So I don't really know where poor and manners have to do with nothing, but I don't want to divert from the main topic too much, right? A man is dead, right? I will need to get answers surrounding it, and that should be the main focus, right? We don't want nobody lose focus of that, right? That right there, so is number one point. But that never really sound too good. Right there, so. Because if you're going to say the man have manners, just say the man have manners by adding that even though him come from a poor family, right, it implies that people who come from poor families don't normally have manners. I'm just saying, right, but I did this to anybody else, so he's not immune, right? But we could touch back on the more important part, which as me say, is the death of Mr. Minto. Check this out.
And you come and kill him, son? It's like you're killing me, man. He was in custody up to last night, and I only hope that he will be there to be charged with murder as far as I'm concerned. I only hope that they don't have, any untidiness going on in this case. His son only came in from another bay to me because someone had to come in today. But I will go and identify the body. I can't have this 18-year-old boy go and identify his dad. No.
Well, as me say, if things go how them describe it, right, from man not care, the man start cuss and man down, man and shoot man. If it go just like that, and he had no need to pull his weapon, right, he was not in any danger for shooting the man, right, he had no cause for shooting the man, then yes, charge to murder, throw him under the bus, fling him on a GP, give him 30-40 years, whatever, good riddance. Don't need people like that in society anyway. Right. If a member of the military cannot compose themselves, cannot control their temper for something as simple as that, right, then, as me say, whatever, good riddance. Him and him family then can't worry about that. But still want to hear more still. The story sounds so simple, it's almost too bad to be true. See what I did there? Too bad to be true. Patreon squad, big up on yourself if you don't know. Have a little discussion over there. Since lately I've been having a couple discussions, so the Patreon squad, because I realize that, it's this the platform that I spend the least amount of time with, right? And that can't make sense because, the Patreon squad is supporting me from day one. Way back in the days when YouTube used to demonetize every single video, right? That kept on working, kept on dropping videos. They used to support, so decided, I'll be spending some more time with the Patreon squad. PIA don't know more life. People tomorrow, Sunday morning, Nevada Hodges. This is the video, right, that I think I probably spend the most time on. Not just putting it together, right, but just even how I'm going to approach it. You don't want to miss that video. Nevada Hodges from the Klansman gang. Vulture squad, stay circling. Hopefully tomorrow they can find some scraps. Right, Christmas will come up, right? Everybody have to eat, even vultures. People, stay safe. Bless.